Do you know what it's like when the earth shakes 50,000 times in 1 second? Or have you ever wondered what would happen if lightning struck 100 times every second? Brace yourself because today we are about to explore unbelievable natural phenomena that occur on our planet every day without us even realizing it. From earthquakes that can level cities to lightning strikes that can ignite entire forests, these events will leave you stunned. So make sure to watch till the end and find out how many earthquakes and lightning strikes occur on Earth every second. Let's dive in. What happens when 50,000 earthquakes shake our planet? Earthquakes are among the most powerful forces of nature capable of causing widespread destruction and reshaping our planet as surface. But what if the tremors were not just more intense, but also more frequent? Imagine a world where the ground beneath your feet shakes not once or twice, but 50,000 times every single second. That's the equivalent of an earthquake occurring approximately every 20 milliseconds. The implications of such an event would be nothing short of catastrophic. The first noticeable effect would be the constant state of agitation. You would feel the earth trembling beneath your feet with each passing moment. This incessant shaking would make it difficult to stand upright, and any attempts to move around would be met with sudden drops and unexpected jolts. Walking, let alone running or driving, would become an almost impossible task. As time passes, the cumulative effects of these mini earthquakes would start to take a toll on buildings and infrastructure. Cracks would begin to appear in walls, windows would shatter, and bridges would start to list dangerously. In such a scenario, it would be wise to stay away from windows and seek shelter in a sturdy building or underground. However, no structure could withstand the relentless pounding for very long. Eventually, houses would collapse, roads would buckle, and entire cities would be reduced to rubble. But the true horror of this situation would lie in the aftermath. Amidst the dust and debris, people would find themselves trapped under fallen buildings, injured and desperate for help. Medical facilities would be overwhelmed, and rescue operations would be hampered by the continued tremors. The constant state of chaos would make it challenging to establish effective communication and coordination, leading to widespread panic and confusion. Moreover, this continuous seismic activity would have far-reaching consequences. Pipelines would burst, releasing hazardous materials into the environment. Fires would erupt as gas lines rupture, and essential services such as water and electricity would be disrupted. The breakdown of law and order would create an atmosphere of lawlessness and despair. People would be forced to abandon their homes and flee to safer areas, if that were even possible. In such a dystopian scenario, survival would become the primary focus. People would need to prioritize finding food, water, and shelter over everything else. The social fabric of society would unravel as panic, looting, and violence spread like wildfire. The world as we know it would cease to exist. If you think the previous scenario was terrifying, brace yourself for the next one. Lightning strikes 100 times a second, nature's most shocking phenomenon. Lightning, a spectacular display of natural power, can strike multiple times in succession, creating a phenomenon known as a lightning storm. While isolated lightning strikes are common, a continuous barrage of lightning bolts occurring 100 times every second is an extremely rare and awe-inspiring event. Such an occurrence would be a testament to the raw energy of nature and serve as a reminder of the forces beyond our control. During such a lightning storm, the sky would be illuminated with an eerie, otherworldly glow. The frequency of lightning strikes would be so intense that night would turn into day momentarily, allowing us to witness the true fury of nature. Each flash of lightning would illuminate the darkness, revealing the world in a surreal and breathtaking manner. The air would be filled with the deafening roar of thunder as each lightning bolt cracked through the atmosphere. The sound waves generated by these strikes would reverberate across the landscape, leaving those in their path in awe and terror. As the thunderclaps echoed, They would serve as a reminder of the immense power unleashed during the storm. The intensity of the lightning storm would disrupt everyday life. People would be forced to seek shelter indoors or in sturdy structures as the strikes posed a significant danger. Transportation systems would be affected, grounding flights and halting traffic. Outdoor activities would be impossible as the risk of being struck by lightning would be too great. Amidst the chaos, there would be a sense of wonder and fear. The sight of lightning illuminating the sky 100 times every second would captivate those fortunate enough to witness it. It would be a humbling experience, reminding us of the unpredictability and raw power of nature. However, amidst the awe and spectacle, there would be a lurking danger. The frequency of lightning strikes would pose a serious threat to life and property. Fires could erupt as lightning ignited dry vegetation or struck electrical infrastructure. Power outages would be widespread as the electrical grid struggled to withstand the immense energy surges caused by the lightning bolts. Emergency services would be stretched to their limits as they responded to incidents related to the lightning strikes. Medical facilities would treat injuries resulting from the electrical discharges, while firefighters would battle blazes that erupted across the landscape. As the lightning storm continued, its impact on the environment would become evident. Trees and vegetation would bear the scars of the strikes, turning the landscape into a charred and smoking wasteland. Wildlife would be affected, with some animals seeking shelter while others perished under the intense electrical discharges. The lightning storm would continue to dominate the landscape until its energy subsided. Gradually, the frequency of strikes would decrease and the sky would return to its normal darkness. But the impact of this natural phenomenon would linger. Imagine the scene. A thick, dark cloud hangs ominously over the horizon. The air is heavy with moisture, and a sudden flash of lightning illuminates the stormy sky. Then another flash and another, each more intense than the last. Within a split second, lightning strikes 100 times, creating an electrifying spectacle that both fascinates and terrifies. As you stand there witnessing this natural wonder, you realize that you are in the presence of something truly extraordinary. The sky turns from black to an eerie shade of green, and the thunder roars like the growl of a giant awakened from its slumber. The air crackles with energy, and the very ground beneath your feet seems to vibrate with anticipation. Each lightning bolt that streaks across the sky is a reminder of the immense power contained within those dark clouds. The flashes occur so rapidly that it becomes impossible to count them. 1, 2, 3, and then a continuous stream of light that dazzles and astounds. You feel a surge of adrenaline as a nearby strike sets the dry grass ablaze. The crackling fire spreads rapidly, fueled by the storm's intense heat. You hurry inside, seeking refuge from the elements. But even within the safety of your home, you can feel the energy surging through the air. Suddenly, the lights flicker and go out, plunging your surroundings into darkness. The storm has knocked out the power, leaving you in an eerie silence broken only by the distant rumble of thunder. With each passing moment, the lightning intensifies, and you find yourself captivated by the spectacle unfolding before you. Then, just as suddenly as it began, the storm starts to subside. The flashes of lightning become less frequent, and the thunder recedes into the distance. As the clouds part, revealing a glimpse of the blue sky, you realize the magnitude of what you have just witnessed. The landscape may bear the scars of the storm, but you are left forever changed by the experience. Now brace yourself for the ultimate test of survival. The hidden dangers, 50,000 earthquakes, and a lightning storm every minute. Imagine a scenario where the earth trembles incessantly and lightning illuminates the sky every second. This terrifying prospect would be the result of a relentless barrage of earthquakes occurring 50,000 times, a minute accompanied by a continuous lightning storm. Such an occurrence would spell disaster for humanity, pushing us to the brink of survival. Let's start with the earthquakes. If 50,000 earthquakes hit the Earth every minute, it means that each quake occurs approximately every 20 milliseconds. This rapid-fire sequence of tremors would create a chaotic and disorienting experience. The Earth would shake violently, making it nearly impossible to stand upright or predict the next tremor. The cumulative effect of these earthquakes would be devastating. Buildings and infrastructure would crumble under the relentless pounding, collapsing into heaps of rubble. Roads would crack and buckle, bridges would collapse, and dams might break. The landscape itself would be reshaped with entire hillsides sliding down mountains. Amidst this chaos, people would desperately seek shelter, but even underground bunkers would be subjected to the Earth's violent shaking. The constant tremors would create a sense of impending doom, knowing that the ground beneath you could shake violently at any moment. Adding to the apocalyptic scenario is the lightning storm occurring 100 times a second. This means that every 10 milliseconds, a bolt of lightning would illuminate the sky. The combination of earthquakes and lightning would create a terrifying spectacle. Fires would erupt across the landscape as lightning ignited dry vegetation and oil pipelines. The electrical grid would be overwhelmed, resulting in widespread power outages. Electronic devices would be fried, communication networks would collapse, and transportation systems would be grounded. In such a dire situation, survival would become the primary concern. People would need to navigate treacherous roads, avoiding collapsed bridges and landslides while dodging falling debris from earthquake-damaged buildings. The constant threat of injury or death from a sudden tremor or a lightning strike would cast a shadow over every waking moment. The aftermath of this cataclysmic event would be nothing short of dystopian. Cities would be leveled, leaving behind a wasteland of shattered concrete and twisted metal. The environment would be decimated with wildfires raging across the landscape. In the face of such devastation, humanity would be pushed to the brink. The combined forces of 50,000 earthquakes and a lightning storm every minute would test our resilience and adaptability like never before. Unbelievable forces, earthquakes and lightning at unimaginable rates. In the realm of natural disasters, earthquakes and lightning stand out as formidable forces of nature capable of causing widespread devastation. But what if these geological wonders occurred at rates that defied imagination? Brace yourself as we explore the potential consequences of earthquakes striking every millisecond and lightning illuminating the sky every second. First, let's delve into the realm of earthquakes. Imagine a scenario where the earth trembles incessantly with each passing millisecond. That means an earthquake occurs roughly every 20 milliseconds. The ramifications of such continuous seismic activity would be catastrophic. The ground beneath your feet would shake violently, making it impossible to stand upright. Buildings and infrastructure would crumble into ruins, succumbing to the relentless pounding. Roads would crack and buckle, bridges would collapse, and entire landscapes would be reshaped. In such a chaotic environment, survival would become a daunting challenge. You would have to navigate treacherous terrain, avoiding collapsing structures and landslides while bracing for the next tremor. The constant threat of injury or death would loom over you, making every step a gamble. Now let's turn our attention to lightning. Picture a sky illuminated by lightning bolts every second. This means that each flash of lightning occurs approximately every 10 milliseconds. The frequency of lightning strikes would be so intense that the night sky would be ablaze with electrical discharges. With each strike, fires would erupt across the landscape, consuming vast swaths of vegetation and igniting oil pipelines. The electrical grid would be overwhelmed, plunging the world into darkness and disrupting communication networks. Electronic devices would be rendered useless, and transportation systems would be grounded. The onslaught of earthquakes and lightning would combine to form a terrifying spectacle. The earth would tremble violently as lightning illuminated the sky, creating an eerie daytime effect amidst the ruins of civilization. This unimaginable scenario would push humanity to the edge, forcing us to confront the raw power of nature. In the face of such colossal forces, our existence would hang in the balance as we struggle to survive in a world turned upside down. And there you have it, folks. The Earth's fury. 50,000 quakes and lightning strikes every second is a force to be reckoned with. Now it's your turn. How do you think you would fare in such a scenario? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more thrilling content. Until next time, stay safe and keep exploring the mysteries of our planet.